Hello, beautiful people. Aloha, and welcome to this new episode of Touchful Podcast. This episode wants to come out very much, like very, very, very much. To the point that now, when I am currently recording this, it's 5:55 a.m. I just recently woke up and I was taking a shower and I started to feel this episode coming through me. Like a direct transmission, like a download, like a channeling. Use whatever word feels good for you. And it felt so strong, and it feels so strong, so much so that I just jumped out of the shower. I grabbed this microphone and I put it in front of me, and I am here recording. And normally, I don't work like this. Normally, I write down at least a couple of words, couple of sentences that are sort of like my guidelines of what I want to say. And normally, when I wake up, I have this long morning of things that I do before I even turn on the computer, things that help me to connect to myself, to my heart, to my body, to my wisdom, before I enter the world, metaphorically. But today feels so different. So I am just sitting here, ready to deliver this episode in a form that it came to me. And my intention for today that I want to share is that I want to open up my heart so wide, and my body and my voice, to be able to share with you to my best ability this huge thing that is coming through me and what I want to share, and this is the topic of Lomi as the practice of intimacy. And just saying it out loud feels big, and I think that one of the reasons why it feels big and it feels a little scary to deliver this episode to you, to start this topic, is something that I notice with all these episodes that are about intimacy. That there is a part of me that is so afraid of being misunderstood or being taken out of context. Because, like I said in the very first episode, intimacy is so often in our world, in our perception, connected with sex and sexuality. And while it might be so that these two occur together, then if you have listened to any of the previous episodes, you know that I see intimacy as a completely separate practice that might have nothing to do with sexuality. And yet there is this part of me that is always afraid of being misunderstood, and I almost feel that I'm right now trying to over-explain myself, but I feel that it is important, and it's very much on the top of what I feel right now, so I want to bring it here. And especially when I put these two concepts together, Lomi and intimacy, there is something in me shaking and dreading that I will be misunderstood and that it will be taken against me. Because throughout my practice of Lomi, throughout all these years of practicing Lomi and teaching Lomi, I have had moments when I felt abused. Not by my clients, but by some people who were insinuating some things. And I even had this thing that happened to me when there were starting to be multiple accounts on Instagram with my photos, with my face, with photos from my Instagram. And these were all accounts advertising sexual massages, erotic services. And at that time, it really broke me, and I feel that it shut off something in me. And just by sitting here and kind of like channeling, downloading this episode right now, I feel something in me healing. And just like a meta view, this is one of the reasons why I do podcasting, because it is, like I often say, my spiritual practice. It is my healing practice. By using my voice to speak about things that are important for me, things that I believe in with all my heart, I really feel that something in me is strengthening. I really feel that something in me is healing. But in order to be even able to deliver this episode to you today, I had to start with this. I had to start with expressing this fear of me, a part of me being afraid that what I say will be misunderstood or taken out of context. And I sit here with the intention to trust that what I say is important, what I want to say is important, and that those people who want to hear it and want to feel my perspective, that they will be right people. So I want to do our little practice at the beginning. I feel that today I need it more than ever to feel that I'm speaking to my people, to people who are kind to me, who are interested in my perspective, to people who feel that this podcast changes something in their lives for the better. So I'm putting my hand over my heart, taking a breath, and feeling my heart. My big, bold, beautiful, soft, fragile, tender, invincible, vulnerable heart. And with my next breath, I open it up even more. And I invite you to do the same, to put your hand over your heart and to feel your heart. So beautiful, so bright, so big and vulnerable, fragile, tender, invincible, magical heart of yours. And this practice, it is so often my reminder that it is safe to live with open heart. It is safe to speak straight from the heart. It is safe to let my heart be seen and to see hearts of others and to feel hearts of others. It is safe to touch the world with the wisdom of my heart, with the beauty and tenderness of my heart, and that it is safe to feel touched by the world, by hearts of other people, by your heart, and that it is healing and life-changing. So right now, I visualize, I imagine, I feel my heart connecting with your heart, and our hearts breathing together for a moment and beating together for a moment, breathing in one rhythm and beating in one rhythm. And one more breath together, because it feels so good. And now I am ready to speak from my heart. So I want to talk with you today about Lomi Lomi as the practice of intimacy, as a very intimate experience. And I want to speak both from the perspective of the practitioner of Lomi and the perspective of receiver. But first, just to make sure that we are all on the same page, I would like to make sure that you know what Lomi Lomi is. If you have been hanging out with me for some time, then you probably know that. But maybe you are here for the first time. And in that case, welcome, hello, I love you, I love that you are here. I hope you'll stay. And if it's your 100th time with me, then I also want to say that I love you and thank you for being here, and I hope that you'll stay. Lomi Lomi is the first thing that came to me in this channeled speech is that Lomi Lomi is my life. It's something that I built my life around, the practice that is so dear to me, so life-changing for me, that I give it everything and more. Oh, and I'm tearing up right now. Oh, this episode is going to be so beautiful. So Lomi Lomi is a Hawaiian massage, a type of Hawaiian massage, a type of Hawaiian healing practice. healing modality, healing body work. It works with the touch, with the physical touch. And through the physical touch, it works with you as a whole being, as a whole person, touching every layer of your being. The physical, the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, the energetical, the relational, all the different aspects of you. The way I see this practice and the way I practice it is that it touches you as a whole, complete being. And through that, it heals everything that needs to be healed. It helps you feel everything that needs to be felt. And maybe when you listen to me talking about Lomi, maybe you can feel this certain tenderness that I have around this practice, because I have so much devotion for it and so much dedication. Then, like every practice that we do in our life with discipline, devotion, and dedication, every practice that we do like this changes us. And Lomi changes me. Every session that I do touches me and changes me. And in that sense, it is one of the most intimate practices of my life. And I want to share with you the definition of intimacy that I have been already sharing in previous episodes. So to me, intimacy is this practice, this moment of deep connection in truth and in safety. And it can be with oneself, it can be with other person, it can be with a tree, it can be with nature, it can be with an adult or with a child, it can be with a piece of music. Wherever there is an invitation for a deep connection in truth and in safety, being seen, being touched, being moved, without any masks, without any layers. To me, the moment of intimacy is this moment when there is nothing between me and life, when there is nothing standing between me and this moment, when I feel that I directly touch the energy of life without filtering it through a persona. And I have moments of intimacy in various contexts. And one of them, so very often, is when I practice Lomi. Lomi is to me the practice of deep intimacy with life. For me, as a practitioner of Lomi, when I stand by that bench, this is the moment of my deep intimacy with myself, first and foremost with myself. The moment of seeing myself in truth, witnessing myself in safety. And I cannot tell you how many times over these years of me practicing Lomi, standing by that bench, doing something that looks like a massage, but it's so much more. I cannot tell you how many times when the session was complete, I felt so intimate with myself, so much closer to myself, like I got to know myself better, but not on this surface level of the mind, or not on the surface level of the facts, but on this deep, intimate level that I feel that I connected with myself a little deeper. And the way it is possible for me is because I believe that I do Lomi for myself, first and foremost for myself, as a way of connecting with myself, with my heart, with my wisdom, with my truth. So I practice Lomi as an intimate path to the self. This is one of the moments in my life when I'm standing by that bench, having my hands put on another person's body. This is one of these moments in my life when I really feel that I don't need to be anybody else. And again, as I am saying this, I feel like I'm tearing up. And that is my recognition that this is true. Every time I say something and I feel tears coming to my eyes, I'm like, oh, it touches me so deeply because it's true. So each time I stand by that bench with my hands on another person's body, I feel that I don't need to be anybody else. I don't need to be different than what I am, than who I am. I don't need to pretend. I don't need to try to impress anybody. I don't even need to try to impress myself. And this has definitely been a journey for me, because there was a time in my practice when I got a little bit lost in trying to save another person, trying to help another person so much that I would forget about myself and my connection with myself. And that was the time of my practice many years ago when I nearly got burned out because of that. And what saved me and what took my practice to a completely new level was this: practicing Lomi as a way of deeply, intimately connecting with myself, getting to know myself better through this practice, getting to know my fears, my limitations, my judgments, my dreams, my hopes. All kinds of things come up for me in this practice when I do it. Getting to know myself and see myself in truth and in safety. And I feel that when I do Lomi, whether it's with a client or maybe when I teach this is one of the few moments of my life when I feel really tender, when I feel really vulnerable and invincible at the same time. When I feel really bare and naked and true. And when I feel really me, but not like the little me, Magdalena, but me, the deep truth of me comes through this practice. And this is the way that I want to teach. So whenever I teach Lomi, it is my deepest intention that I will be able, this is my deepest prayer, that I will be able to share this practice with others in a way that will support their own journey, their connections with themselves. And I am smiling right now as I say this because I will be teaching Lomi very soon on a group training in October 2024 in a small, intimate group of people. And I cannot wait to stand there with them, with this prayer in my heart, with this intention in my heart that may this practice serve you first and foremost. May it be good for you, for your heart, for your connection with yourself. Because from that place it will serve the whole world. Heal yourself and you'll heal the world, that's what they say. And another aspect, another part that I would like to share today, that I would like to channel, that I would like to download for myself and for you, is this part of Lomi Lomi being the practice of intimacy for the person who receives it. And I'm going to speak from the perspective of me as a receiver, from a perspective of me as somebody who receives this practice on multiple occasions. And I am also going to help myself with the stories that I hear from some of my clients after the session, when they share what kind of journey it was for them. And I remember that the first time somebody ever used the word intimacy with me in the context of Lomi Lomi, one of my clients used this word when sharing his experience is that when he told me after the session, he said, I had sex that was less intimate than this. And that sparked our conversation about Lomi as the practice of intimacy and what it meant for him. And I hear people sharing something like this, saying something like this, in various words, using various ways to say how they feel. But I hear it often. People saying that this was different, that this was a deeper experience than any other massage that they ever had. And there might be various reasons for that, of course, because everybody's story is different, everybody's experience of life is different, everybody's experience of Lomi is different. But I believe that one of the reasons why so often the receivers, we feel this practice being so intimate, is this underlying invitation that is on the foundation, that is the foundation of every session. And the invitation that I have for you in every session is bring yourself, bring all of you, put all of you on that bench. Don't leave anything behind. Don't leave anything behind the door. Take all of you, every bit, every part of you that you are proud of, every part of you that you're happy with, every part of you that you feel connected with, take it on that bench. And every part of you that you think that it's ugly, unlovable, disgusting, not pretty, every part of you that you feel that is messy, unwanted, take these parts as well. Bring all of you to that bench. And do it for yourself, not for me, but for yourself. Use the moment of the session, use this practice as practicing intimacy with yourself. I had so many Lomi sessions that felt so beautiful and so intimate for me. And that intimacy was first and foremost between me and myself. I had so many sessions when I could see different parts of me, different aspects of me that I want to push away, that I want to diminish, that I don't want to see. And during the session of Lomi, they were all coming together, making me stronger. And that feels deeply intimate when you feel that all of you is wanted, that all of you is seen. And this is another thing that people often share, that they feel seen in this practice like never before. I remember I massaged my friend the other day, and she said this beautiful thing that by touching her body, like when I do massage, when I touch every part of her body, it helps her to be seen. It helps her to see herself. It helps her to feel herself, to feel her own being, her own existence, to contain her own existence, to feel seen. And I think there is nothing more intimate in life than when we feel seen. Maybe you remember this moment from your life. I invite you to recall this memory when you felt truly seen, really as you, not just on a surface, but that the truth of your heart was seen, the depth of your being was seen, was witnessed, was seen. And maybe you will be able to remember how it felt for you, because so very often it feels life-changing, it feels healing, it feels transforming, it feels I almost want to do like a big exhale. That's how it feels. Oh, I am seen, just like this, just in this, without the need to be anybody else. There is nothing more healing than that. When we see others in their truth, and we allow ourselves also to be seen and witnessed in truth, there is nothing more healing than that. And sometimes, beautifully, miraculously, a moment like this happens in a Lomi session. So there is this aspect of me witnessing myself, seeing my own heart, my own truth, all the parts of me when I practice Lomi. There is this part of my client being invited for a moment of deep intimacy with themselves, seeing themselves, their own parts, feeling that they are invited. And sometimes the magic that happens is something that one of my teachers, she has this beautiful saying that life meets life. It's life meeting life. So I want you to picture this. Like, I have my eyes closed right now. I've had them closed since I pressed record, because it helps me to really download what I want to download for you. And I would like you to imagine this. One person in this deeply intimate connection with themselves, with their own heart, with their truth, with their wisdom, with their power, with their beauty, with all their parts, all the beautiful parts and all the ugly parts. They are all seen, and they are all here, and they are all wanted, because they are all empowering. And another person, exactly in the same setting, being in this deeply intimate relationship connection with themselves, in truth, in safety. And what happens, what kind of magic happens when these two people meet in one moment of intimacy and truth, life meeting life. And this is beyond transformational. And to me, it doesn't happen on every session. To me, these are the miracles. These are the miracles that I remember. I remember I was once massaging a very good client of mine, somebody who's really dear to my heart. And as I was massaging her, suddenly I got this feeling that I call the love attack. Just the overwhelming feeling of love. And I was massaging her, and I remember that tears were just like slowly rolling down my face as I was massaging, because it felt so profound. Just this very moment of deep connection with my own heart, and through that, feeling so deeply, seeing so deeply another person. And later on, she shared after the session that for her, it was the most profound session up to date, when she felt that something shifted in her. So in that sense, I see intimacy as a tool of love, the way love wants to work through us, touch us, change us, transform us. That intimacy, it feels like it's this direct transmission of love in moments like this, in moments that feel so intimate. Again, when I now recall all these moments that felt so intimate for me, whether it was in Lomi, whether it was with my partner, whether it was with nature, with myself, the moment of deep intimacy feels as if love is being directly injected into my veins. And that is life-changing. And that is what I am after. That is what matters for me. That is what I want to share. That is how I want to do Lomi. I want to do Lomi from this place of I am available for this. I want to do Lomi from this space of I am the vessel of love. I am available to meet myself, first and foremost, myself, And from that, to meet you in this deeply intimate, profound, life-changing moment of life meeting life. And I think I'm going to stop here. It always feels so funny whenever I have these moments of channeling, of downloading something. It feels like I talk and talk and talk and talk, and then suddenly it feels like somebody pulled the plug out, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And even now I can feel that I'm starting slowly to lose my voice. I don't know if you can hear that. So I feel that I am done. I feel that I shared what I wanted to share with you, and that I did it to my best ability at this moment. So just to finish this episode, just to finish this download, let's have a breath together. I'm putting my hand over my heart, and I'm putting another hand over my belly. So my right hand is on my heart, my left hand is on my belly. And I take a deep breath, feeling my heart and feeling my belly, feeling my body moving with every breath, the wave of breath moving me from the inside. And from that place of connecting intimately with my own breath and with my own heart, I feel you. Your heart, your beauty, your essence. Thank you for you. It's also because of you that I can feel myself better. It's thanks to you that I can get to know myself better. It is thanks to you that I can experience this deep moment of intimacy. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. And if you would like to know more about this upcoming Lomi training that I'm doing in October, the embodied Lomi training, then there is a link in the description of this episode that will take you to my website. And then you can read more about the training, feel into it, and feel if this is something that you would like to be a part of. Thank you for you, and we will talk soon. Aloha, bye.